Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just got done filming this look with the new Melt Cosmetics, the Amorete eyeshadow palette. I know that they're all over the internet and they've been over flooded and loved, and just the awesome ideas and creativity that everybody's doing is on point. Just magnificent. So this is the darker eyeshadow palette. This is so pretty. I like it a lot. So many different looks. And then in the Vita eyeshadow palette, which the outside looks like this. I did dip into one of the shades in this palette because I really wanted to try it, which was this one right here. And I did put this in right there just for a pop of a different color to brighten this up. These shadows are stunning. So if you guys want to see how I created this eye look, please make sure that you stay tuned. Please click that bell, subscribe, and then also ring so you know when I actually post more looks. And please give me a thumbs up and let's get started. Bye! Okay, so my skin is super dry right now. I usually have really oily skin, but dang, it is getting really bad, and I live in Wisconsin. It is really dry. I can definitely see a lot of dry spots here, and there's one actually in this eyebrow. It's like, ew, I don't like dry skin. I deal with this every year. I also got my hair done, so it looks a little gray. I like it. So what I want to do is tape up both of my eyes. Okay, so I like to tape up my eyes when I do a lot of fun colors just to get a nice clean look. And then this is what this eyeshadow palette looks like, and definitely if anybody that knows me knows the colors that are calling out my name right now, it is these three right here in this eyeshadow palette. I love the Tiffany colors, so I want to work something. I don't know what I want to do yet. There's so many different ideas, and I know I'm going to do a lot of looks with these because they are definitely something that I'm gravitating towards. I'm going to use a Sigma F63 brush. Let's go in with Cortisone first. And let's put this in the outer crease and to the top of my, we'll see. So I'm going to put this all the way right up to the tape that we have going on. And putting this into the crease, and let's pack it on and blend it out. I'm going to go higher than my crease just so when my eye is open and closed you can see the shadow. Definitely very creamy. Very nice eyeshadow palettes, definitely perform like the rest of them, which is great. Is building up really nice as well. Not any fallout either in the pans, which even like if there is fallout, that's not really a deal breaker for me. Some people don't like it, but it doesn't bother me at all. Let's go into Duello. Really nice dark green, and I'm going to use a Morphe M560 brush, and we are going to place this in the inner and connect it into the red. And pat this into the red shade to blend them together. And these shadows are performing really nice. Just going to turn my brush sideways and lightly scratch the surface of both of the shades. I'm going to go back into the brush that we had some of the red on. Let's go ahead and put a little bit on there, and then let's scratch that surface as well with the green to blend. I'll put a little bit more red in the outer corner here. So I'm going to use a Morphe M224, and then I'm going to use the Fenty concealer. Very bright shade, and it's the 185. I like how this is like a very big point, and then it's also very round up here. I use this to carve out my brows today. And let's go ahead and cut. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go into the Vita palette and I'm just going to take one of the shades from there, and it's called, I think it's Allegra. And I'm going to use a MAC 242, and this shade is really, really nice. Got a little bit of a orange reflect to it. And we are going to set this at the end over here next to the red and tap it on. Definitely has a really nice reflect to it. I'm going to take a little bit more. And this is dry, and this is actually pretty nice. I'm going to take some of the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and spray my brush a little bit. Let's tap it on, see what the difference is. This is cool. I'm going to go back with the brush that has the green with nothing on it, and I'm just going to lightly touch the surface. Go into the brush with the red, Corazon shade, blend all that together. The Sigma Blending E25 and pick up some of the Duello dark green shade and blend this on top of that shade we just put on, the Allegra. So we're going to go back into the Moretti palette, and I want to use the Legumeras, the really Tiffany blue color. I'm going to use that shade all over the lid, and I'm going to use another MAC 242 brush that I have. Very creamy. And let's pat this on the inner of the lid. It's a really neat shadow as well. I'm just brushing it into the red. I'm going to go back into the MAC 242 with the orange shade, and we are going to tap this into the green as well. Going to use a Sigma E47 shader brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of the Duello shade, and let's scratch the surface of the front half and blend this stuff together. I'm going to grab a small Morphe brush and blend out the top. And what we're going to do is peel off the tape. This looks really good. I like it. I think I'm actually going to put a black wing on this as well. So I'm going to use Dose of Colors, and this is Shady. It's Black Pot Gel. I'm just going to go ahead and put some mascara on and do the other eye off camera. So I will be back in just a few minutes instead of you guys sitting here watch me futz around with eyeliner. So I will be back in just a couple minutes with some mascara on and some lashes, and we will continue with the rest of the eye look, okay? Be back in just a few minutes. Alright guys, so I got some wings on as close as I could to each of the sides, and this is what I came up with, and I think I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty content. I am using the House of Lashes, the Iconic lashes, and I really love these lashes. I do need some more or other recommendations for lashes that are like these because they are definitely on point. So we're going to highlight my brow and we're going to go back into the Amor Eterno palette, which is the one we've been working with. And I want to use the shade Calico. I don't know how intense this is, so I don't want to pick up too much. It's really cool. Just tapping this around my brow line, bringing it down, kind of blending it in as well. Looks really good. Really neat shade. So now we are going to put a little bit of a base on and then we can finish up with the rest of the eyes. I've been loving the Milk Hydro Primer. This is a sample shade or sample size, but I've been really liking it a lot. With the winter, my skin has definitely changed and the needs are different. So I'm actually going to go in with concealer first, and I'm just going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is the shade Ginger. And I'm going to put concealer on first so then we have a little bit less foundation. And I'm going to use a damp beauty blender. And for foundation today, let's use the Lancome Skin Feels Good. Definitely use this thing up. There's not a lot left. So let's go ahead and when I went to Sephora last, they had like the holiday sets that are coming out. So I got the little Milk makeup set, and it comes with a baked bronzer, a highlight. This is a Glimmer Glow Oil Lip and Cheek. Came with a depuffer and a serum, and it also came with the Milk Kush mascara, and I tried this for the first time and I like it. But I wanted to use the baked bronzer. Sam has mentioned this a bunch of times in her videos and she likes it, so I wanted to give it a try. I'm going to use just a Morphe G1 brush, nothing too exciting, and I'm just going to pick this up on the back on the brush, just swiping it on and then applying it that way, see how it works. I'm trying out different ways of putting on makeup just to see if it applies differently, blends in nicer. Looks really good. I like this. This is my first time trying it out. Sides my nose, just a little contour, and I'll just take my beauty blender and take care of that. The stuff wasn't that expensive too, and you can try out a bunch of stuff before you actually buy the full big sizes of everything if you weren't sure if you're gonna like it. That's what I like to do with a lot of my stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender, get out both sides of my nose. Blends out really nice too. So I think I'm just going to put a little bit of powder on maybe just like my T-zone area, just so then we don't have any issues later on today. So I'm just going to do a quick bake, I guess. So I'm just going to use a Kat Von D brush and tap it off in the cap, the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So let's continue with the rest of the eyes, and then we can go back to the face a little bit more. I know I'm jumping around, but I do that once in a while. I'm gonna go back into the Amor Eterno palette, which is the darker palette, the one we've been working with, and I want to use Corazon. And we'll go back in with that brush that we were using with Corazon originally, and we're going to smoke out the lower lash line in the outer corner. Just going to use a little small Morphe brush, a little small smudger brush, go a little bit more of Corazon on that brush, and I'm just going to wiggle that little guy and bring it in with the upper lash line for the outer area. It's always barking. Making it a little bit wider on the one side, and then I'm just trying to clean up and blend out the edge. I'm gonna clean up the brush a little bit that we were using with the red and lightly sweep the edge just to soften. Gonna go back in with the red. Tapping a little on at a time. just to connect the upper lash line and the lower lash line together. So then what I'm going to go into next is the darker shade, the darkest green one that we're using, and that's the Duello shade. And I'm going to be using that real small Sigma shader E47, and we're going to put this on the lower lash line in the inner. But I'm not going to go all the way to the inner right here though. I'm going to leave that for the lighter green shade. I like it a lot. Just going to clean up and take some concealer to the edge. Let's go ahead and put some mascara on. I'm going to be using the Milk Kush mascara again. Don't venture off on the mascara trail very much, but I wanted to give this a try. And then after the mascara is on, and then we can go ahead and put the inner corner highlight on. I'm going to do blush, and I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier blush, and this is the shade Peach. Definitely have used this quite a few times on my channel. Very pretty blush. Go for a highlighter in Beverly Hills. Before we're gonna put lip on, let's go back to the eyes quick. And this is kind of what I want to do here. So I'm gonna put a little bit of Lagrimas, is that light shade that we've been using, on the lower section on both sides here. And then we'll put a fun color on the inner. I'm gonna use a little Morphe E36 brush. This is where we're gonna use the shade Angelito. We're just tapping this in the inner corner here. Gives a little bit of a shimmer. Never really wore like color in my inner corner, so this is kind of fun. Bringing it onto the lid just a little bit as well, just to tie this stuff together, because this shade is pretty cool shade. Well, let's go ahead and put some lipstick on. The Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in Streak. We're going to use the Hourglass Girl Stylo in Explore. And on top we're going to use the Laura Mercier Lip Glaze in Nectar. And then I'm just going to set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Alright guys, well this is the first look of many that I'm going to be doing with the new Melt, the Amor Eterno palettes. And I love these things so far. I just stepped out of my comfort zone and played with some really cool colors. I am definitely going to be doing a lot more of these. These shades are just so creamy and really amazing, and I just love them. I'm not going to sit here and swatch all of these shades because I guarantee everybody has probably already seen them. But this is what the shades of the palette that I was just using, and I can just create like so many looks. I'm just loving it. They're great, really awesome quality. They've always been on point. I just don't understand why it took so long for Melt to actually be out more. I'm happy that they're in Sephora now, because then I can finally start to get a little bit more stuff. And then if we go into the Vita eyeshadow palette, which is the brighter one, and oh my god, this is so neon if you actually just look at it in person. Between these two, yes, this is like screaming all over. Really cool like looks that I'm going to try creating with these. So definitely very multifunctional, everyday maybe for some people. And then I want to do a look with the gel liner as well. So I'll use these next time as well when I do another look. I hope you guys enjoy this. Make sure that you give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know that you really want to see more of these looks on my channel, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.